Once upon a time, there was a king named Brahmadatta who ruled Benares in northern India. One night, he had 16 terrifying dreams. He woke up in a cold sweat, his heart pounding with fear. He was convinced these dreams meant something terrible was going to happen. In a panic, he called his official priests for advice. When the priests arrived, they asked if he had slept well. The king told them it was the worst night of his life, and he was desperate to understand his dreams. The priest's eyes lit up, eager to hear about the dreams. King Brahmadatta described each one, and the priest reacted with horror, declaring that such dreams only meant one thing: danger. The king, already anxious, demanded to know what kind of danger. The priests told him that the dreams foretold one of three disasters: harm to the kingdom, to his life, or to his wealth. Frightened, the king begged for a way to avoid these disasters. The priests assured him that while it was serious, they had a solution. They insisted that if they didn't intervene, the end was inevitable, but with their help, disaster could be avoided. They proposed a grand sacrifice, killing 4 of every type of animal for the ceremony. Though usually a kind and merciful ruler, King Brahmadatta was overwhelmed by fear and agreed to the priest's plan. They assured him they would handle everything and promised to prevent the doom. Secretly, the priests were excited about the money and the meat they would gain from the sacrifice. The priests set up the biggest sacrifice Benares had ever seen. Just outside town, they dug a massive pit and filled it with the finest animals, land animals, birds, and fish. They called it the 4 from all sacrifice. Meanwhile, the king's senior teaching priest had a young, compassionate student. Concerned about the sacrifice, the student asked his teacher if there was any teaching that suggested killing one being to save another. The teacher dismissed the question, focusing instead on the wealth the sacrifice would bring. The student, disillusioned, decided to take action. He went to the royal pleasure garden, where he encountered a forest monk who had once been from a wealthy priestly family. This monk had left his old life to become a humble forest monk, gaining great wisdom and supernatural powers. Seeing the situation in Benares, the monk felt a deep compassion for the animals and decided to intervene. He used his powers to travel to Benares instantly and appeared in the king's pleasure garden. His serene presence shone like a golden sunrise. The student, recognizing him as a great holy man, approached him respectfully. He explained the king's plight and asked the monk to reveal the true meaning of the king's dreams and stop the sacrifice. The monk agreed to help if the king came to him. The student promised to bring the king and quickly went to fetch him.